Business Made Simple.
Welcome to day 47 of Business Made Simple, the book and video series that will teach you everything you need to know to grow a business. Having established the character of a competent, value-driven professional, learn to unite a team around a mission, become more personally productive, clarified your message, understood what goes into a sales funnel, and become an exceptional communicator, and also learn to sell, you are of great value. But you know what? We're still not done. Let's keep going and learn how to be a terrific negotiator. It's really important that we learn to negotiate because every professional is actually constantly negotiating. When you work with a customer establishing a price for the product, you're negotiating. When you are hiring somebody, you are negotiating their compensation package or whether you're going to move them to town, you're negotiating. When you are working with a vendor, you're negotiating. Every time you even ask for a raise, you are negotiating. Heck, even deciding where you're going to go to lunch, and especially who's going to pay for lunch, is a negotiation. But very few professionals use a framework or a process when they negotiate. Instead, at best, they use little tips and tricks that they've heard, right? When you negotiate, what you really want to do is trust in a known process that most of the time is going to get you what you want and also make the other party happy. This really matters because a good negotiator can make or save a company millions and millions of dollars each year. And again, less than 10% of professionals have been trained to negotiate. That means if you learn a process for negotiation, you are more valuable than 90% of the workforce, right? That is a huge competitive advantage. Well, I learned to negotiate from a guy named John Lowry. John is the development director at Lipscomb University, and he also negotiates tens of millions of dollars worth of building projects for that campus every year. He teaches a negotiation course at Pepperdine Law every year, and he also co-leads an organization called the Lowry Group that teaches workshops on negotiation. I've taken his class 3 times. In fact, I liked it so much, I asked John to teach Negotiation Made Simple at Business Made Simple University. John's course is unbelievable. It has saved me literally millions of dollars. I remember I had to pay $600 to take the course the first time I took it. The next day, I bought a riding lawnmower, and I got $400 off the riding lawnmower, and I think I've only got $200 to go until this pays for itself. The next month, I negotiated a piece of property. I got $800,000 off the asking price of the property using John's techniques. So this is really valuable. You think my $600 was worth it? Yeah, I think it was worth it. In the next 4 days, I'm going to introduce you to some of the concepts that I learned studying under John that have been most effective in my negotiations. Now, if you want to take the whole course, take the course, but these concepts are really great and they're going to help you. The first concept that I want to introduce you to is this. There are 2 different kinds of negotiations that take place, and you've got to understand from moment to moment which kind of negotiation you are actually in. You're going to feel it when you're negotiating whether or not you are in a competitive negotiation or a collaborative negotiation. You got to know which one you're in. There are only 2 types. If it is a collaborative negotiation, it's a win-win negotiation. Both parties are looking to get something good out of the negotiation. If it is a competitive negotiation, one party is looking to win, and they believe the other party needs to lose. That is a very different negotiation. I am intuitively and intrinsically a collaborative negotiator by default. That means I want both parties to win. I'm looking even more for a win for the person I'm negotiating with than I am for myself, because if I can get them a win, they will sign the deal, and then I get something also. But when I sense that the person that I'm negotiating with is in a competitive state, I do not do collaborative negotiation. I switch immediately to competitive negotiation because what they need is for me to lose, and I'm not going to lose. I'm looking for a win-win. So if you want to win and you want me to lose, then I'm going to go competitive too, and I'm going to win and you're going to lose, or we're not going to do the deal, right? I'm not here to lose. So you've got to understand which framework they're in, which position they're in. Are they competitive or are they collaborative? A competitive negotiator is looking to get everything they possibly can from the deal. In his course, John Lowry talks about been in a competitive negotiation with a car dealer. And he goes to buy the car, and they say, okay, Mr. Lowry, we can do that deal. And he said, okay, well, will you throw in a roof rack? And the guy goes back to his manager, comes back, I guess we can throw in the roof rack, Mr. Lowry. And then John says, well, if he's going to give me the roof rack, I got to see how far this will go. Can you give me the undercarriage spray? Yeah, we can give you the undercarriage spray. Yeah. And then John's out of things he wants. He doesn't want anything else. And he's like, can you show me the catalog, what else comes with this car? And the guy hands him the catalog. He's like, you're going to have to give me the car mats. And finally, the guy just goes, Mr. Lowry, I'm not giving you the car mats. And John says, good, we have a deal. What was John doing? He was in a competitive negotiation. He was looking for the bottom. He was going to go as far as this will possibly go. So when you are in a competitive negotiation, the trick is to create a stopping point you won't go past, right? I won't go past this price. Now, do I have room on the other side? Could I possibly go? Yes, I can. But I'm going to stop here, and it creates a bottom, a win for the person who's looking for you to lose. Often, if I'm in a negotiation, I'll just talk about, this is really painful for me to do this deal with you. And I wish we could be doing a better deal, but I understand that this is the only thing that'll make it work, and I'm willing to make a sacrifice here and make it work. What did I just say? I'm losing. So now you won. So let's do the deal, right? Now, could I have gone further? Could have gone a lot further. If it were a collaborative negotiation, we'd be talking about more ways for both of us to win, but I'm not in a collaborative negotiation. I'm in a competitive negotiation. And I don't typically play hardball. But in this negotiation, if it gets competitive, I absolutely play hardball. I state exactly what I want, and if I can't get it, I walk away because we're in a competitive negotiation. If the negotiation is collaborative, I'll work a lot harder to get both parties what they want. Now, is there a right way to negotiate, competitive or collaborative? Absolutely not. You can't look at it as a moral issue or an ethical issue. It just is, right? These two types of negotiation just are. The problem is you will lose when you are in a competitive negotiation and you are using collaborative tactics. You're going to lose every time. That's the key. If you're in a competitive negotiation, you have to go competitive. If you're in a collaborative negotiation, you can go competitive or not. Doesn't matter, right? You can make the switch. But if they're competitive, you better be competitive too. Know what kind of negotiation you are in and act accordingly. That's the key. Any professional who knows how to negotiate and also knows what kind of negotiation they are in is of terrific value on the open market. Here is today's Business Made Simple tip of the day. Always know whether you are in a collaborative or a competitive negotiation and act accordingly.